So, you know, sometimes you do stuff and you think you're gonna just go have a good time. And then suddenly, your behind is out. A Coldplay concert in Boston last week became one of the weekend's hottest topics thanks to this moment caught on the Jumbotron. Take a look.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
I got so many questions. Where did he think he was going when he dropped down to the...
Like, what was the drop down about?
What was that about? And, you know, that seems like you don't really care who's at the concert, because people from your job could have been there, all kinds of stuff. But he is now the former CEO of data company Astronomer. His name is Andy Byron. He tendered his resignation. The company's board of directors is also having a formal investigation into this. And then Coldplay frontman Chris Martin stated, and warning concert goers, they could be on camera. Take a look at this.
We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd. How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put some of you on the big screen. So please, if you haven't done your makeup, do your makeup now.
I mean, why do you think this has hit people as hard as it has?
I think it's the ubiquity of cameras now. You know, everything can be caught on camera. There really is no legally expectation of privacy in a public forum like that. But I think it's the combination of the lack of privacy, all the cameras are around, and the fact that on social media, everything gets amplified. I mean, there was a concert goer that took the video, had a very small following on social media. It's been seen 77 million times. Yeah. 77
and I've seen
million
it,
times.
I'm 7 million of those 77.
Yes, right,
I mean,
right.
I cannot
right?
stop.
Yeah.
But it's bigger than just the prevalence of cameras. Anytime you're in a concert venue or a game, there are Jumbotrons. Like, you're watching the whole game and the updates and the things they do. So, like, know where you're standing. I think the kind of fire...
It may not have gotten out if a concert goer wasn't videotaping
well,
with
no,
their
or
cell
honestly,
phone
if they
camera.
hadn't reacted the way they did,
No
it all
one
would
would
care.
care.
I think the reason people are keen to jump on this is infidelity is as old as time itself. And I think there's a part of people that they're looking at these two individuals and obviously not wanting the damning part for the family. Because I do say, you know, my heart goes out to the children and the partners of these people who are having to watch this all play out. But the bigger thing people aren't talking about is how a CEO of a company should never be dating the head of HR. They are literally there to... I mean, beyond the affair, these are the people that's supposed to implement company policy.
That's the part.
There's a power dynamic. There's a question of, like,
Sometimes
ethics.
you can't help who you want to get on.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you just
The
can't
head
help
of
it.
HR?
It's also...
You know,
the
because she's
company
not the head of HR in the bed.
But
Someone's gotta be.
She is the company police. She's supposed
Girl,
to be
I
telling
was
people
going to
what
say
to do, what
something, but
not
I'm
to
going to
do.
keep it to myself, because she's the head of something in bed.
But listen, it's a classic example. Well, I think it's part that Chris Martin just clocked that so perfectly. Like, talk about, I don't even think he knew what he was doing, but that quick, he's like, you're either shy or having an affair.
Yeah.
Perfect. Their reaction, I think if they just paused, it may not have even gotten back to their
Yes.
loved ones.
Yes.
But this, like, dive bombing out of the shot,
Yeah.
it's the whole, like, the cover-up ends up being as bad as the crime.
Yeah.
But also, cheating is as old as time. People have done it. But there is a thing, society loves to be mad at cheaters. Like, remember Scandival, the Vanderpump Rules saga? It was like the biggest story of 2023. The president of the United States at the time weighed in on it because people love to be mad when people are caught cheating. We just relate to it. It's just something that, like, brings society together. And finally, I do think that it involves a CEO and HR professional. Like, the definition of her job is to be like, by the way, don't do workplace romance. Like, that's one of her top things she's charged with. And he should be the main person knowing better than to date a subordinate.
Look, this really has captured, I mean, it takes so much for me to not be, consumed by news. But this has
You love
captured
this
my
one.
imagination
Yeah.
so much. I have been watching it like if it was porn, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I also think it's, it's the power of social media.
Yeah.
The fact that, I read articles in like India, from like Indian
Yes.
newspapers about this, the memes that this generated.
good.
I don't know if you guys saw the one of the Phillies, the
Can we show it?
mascots.
Yeah.
It was,
Let's take a look. We
it
got
was
one.
the most hilarious thing.
Yeah.
Then, so then the original sin was funny. Then the
memes won.
are funny. I feel guilty at laughing because I know there's people
There's
that have
pain.
been terribly hurt by this. But oh my
How
God,
about the
this is
meme? There's a
funny.
meme with how you should go if you're cheating to,
Oh, the
a,
Taylor
to,
Swift
to a
fan.
thing. Check this one out.
Yes.
This is how a woman. Like
That's what you wear.
That's what you wear. The other thing I want to mention is like she was smoother with it than he was. She kind of did a little thing.
No. They were both at the
Well, what
disaster.
about the one that
but diving?
There's a meme that says the Coldplay incident confirms what most of us already knew. You
took
can
it
never
down.
trust HR.
Yeah, I know. But by the way,
there was a guy who put out a list of things that they could have done instead of like dive bombing for the like he's like, you could have pretended she was choking and you
Yes,
were giving
that
her
would
the-
have been
that's
much
actually a good
better.
one.
That would have been much better.
Or just step away.
Yes.
Because
Don't dive bomb.
standing behind somebody you're watching, don't look like you're doing it. But you know what? I'm sorry. If you take your person to a concert,
Your side piece.
well, I don't know if she's this. You know what? There's so much that I'm interested in, but I don't know what this is. I don't know if he was happily married, she was happily. I don't know any of that.
Yeah.
But I do know that if you don't want people to know what you're doing, don't take them to concerts.
with 60,000 people.
That was weird.
Because you don't know who else is in this giant stadium of people.
Yeah.
If you're doing that and you don't want people to know, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just too dumb. So you got what you got inadvertently what you might have been looking for,
Yeah.
which was you're out.
Good point.
But who can say? Not me, because I ain't married.